Did you know that Flora Livingston, the second curator of the Harry Elkins Widener Room, was instrumental in cutting down an infamous forger? In 1932, John Carter and Graham Pollard are looking into a set of 19th century pamphlets that they think are forgeries. They're looking specifically at the 1847 sonnets. The story of the 1847 sonnets goes that Elizabeth Barrett Browning and her husband Robert Browning are on honeymoon in Italy. While there, she writes a number of poems for her husband. He thinks they're wonderful, and he convinces her to have them published, supposedly in a very small run for only close friends and loved ones. There are no copies in England except for two, which are in Thomas J. Wise's Ashley Library. Thomas J. Wise, among other things, is a scholar and collector. Carter and Pollard suspect that Thomas J. Wise is forging these pamphlets, but they can't quite pin him for it. So they turn to their good friend, Flora Livingston. Flora Livingston is the curator of the Harry Elkins Widener Room here at Harvard. She is a very accomplished bibliographer, a librarian, a widow, just a really formidable individual. In April of 1933, Flora Livingston writes to Carter that she has taken scissors and cut a sliver off of the 1847 sonnets here in the Widener collection. She has packaged it and she has sent it off to them to be tested. To understand why a librarian is cutting up books, we have to talk about paper for a second. A book printed in England in 1847 would have been printed on rag paper. However, when the sliver that Flora Livingston sent to Carter and Pollard was tested, it came back as having a significant proportion of wood sulfite process paper. What that means is that the book couldn't have been printed until the 1870s in England, when wood pulp paper became available. In Carter's words to Livingston, there was no longer any doubt that this book was a forgery. It's a really sensational thing when an inquiry into 19th century pamphlets is published in 1934. It points out a really big vulnerability in the antiquarian book world, which is that we love a good romantic story. It's also possible with technology to create things that pass as the real thing. It also sort of eventually creates a market for collecting Thomas J. Wise's forgeries. It becomes fashionable and desirable to talk about the ways in which technology and the study of bibliography can inform how we understand books and also how we understand our relationship to books.